So I've been asked a couple of times, how do you get out of a reading slump? And I never really know how to answer that question because I feel like I don't struggle with reading slumps very often, and if I do, they only last for a couple of days. Until now, guess what, besties? So exciting, I've been in a reading slump for the past 2 weeks, and I've been really struggling, so this is how I'm going to get out of it. I will be reading these viral books to hopefully escape the reading slump I have been in for the past 2 weeks. It is the next day at 11 p.m. And guess how many pages I read today? Right now, reading slump is winning over viral book, but to be fair, I'm not very far into this book. I only ended up reading 55 pages yesterday. I'm on chapter 5. Not very far into it, but I do like the vibes of this, honestly. Like, I like it so far. But at the same time, I don't have much to judge it off of. Today, I was busy. And then when I got home 3.5 hours ago, I was like, I'm going to not read. And that's what I did. I didn't read. I watched a movie and I hung out downstairs away from my books. Even though in my head I knew you should probably be reading right now, I was like, it's movie time. But I really want to actively try to get out of this slump. So I'm going to force myself to read at least one chapter tonight. But I feel like I also know that if I force myself to read, am I going to be like, oh, I hate this? I don't know. I just need to get super into the book, I think, and then I'm going to be like, oh, I can't put it down. Hopefully that's what happens. I want that to happen. Please happen. I want to be back in my book era and not my slump era. I will keep you updated on how my slump era is going.
I feel so lucky I met you, and I still can't believe that I get to see those eyes for more than tonight.
I feel like it's completely necessary to say I made it to page 100, which means I've read 30 pages today, but that is a win because it's dinner time. The most I've read recently before dinner time. Anyway, let's get to 200 by tonight. Same day, I'm on chapter 18, page 207. To me, this is a huge accomplishment. I read over 100 pages today. So, I don't want to jinx myself, but I think the slump is over. Knocking on wood. I think this found a way to pull me through. Once I really just, sat down and was like, oh, this is my reading goal, and I'm not going to fall asleep until I reach this reading goal. I think that really helps. The first 150 pages are kind of slow. But now it's, starting to pick up. I feel like the pacing of this book is a bit odd. But, I don't hate it yet. Now that I've gotten through most of just the introduction of this book, I feel like now I'm more comfortable with reading more and more likely to keep going. Oh my gosh, I'm just so happy now. Yes! This just feels like a huge accomplishment, and I think I need to make a cake or something. I'm not gonna do that. That's a lot of work. I'm not doing that, but I feel like I could. Yo, I am simping for the male lead in this book. No way, he just said that. Oh my god, yes. When there's high stakes fantasy and death threats happen, just You know, in high stakes fantasy, when there's this guy that has murderous eyes and is I'm gonna kill you, and he means it. But he's doing it to protect her. I do have to say, the tropes that surround the male main character in this book, fantastic. Oh my gosh. If you are familiar with the character of Rhysand, the male main character of this book, catching up very quickly to Rhysand. I do have to say, in AP Lang, I had the vocabulary word of cajole. I don't remember what the word means, but it is in this book. Honestly, it's not that important. So, Miss While you made me struggle through all of those vocab tests, let me tell you I'm doing just fine without knowing what these words mean. Because this word is not really that important in the grand scheme of things. I should have killed him slower. Wow, this is just fantastic. Chef's kiss. Yeah. You know, this is what I have been waiting for. Aw, men with morals. Men with morals. It is after midnight, right? And I have less than 50 pages left. I'm going to finish this tonight. Because this book is like absolutely blowing my mind. No thoughts right now. Well, a whole bunch of thoughts. I'm confused. I'm shocked. I'm just, can I continue to read? I've yet to cry. I feel like the content of this book should have made me cry, but I haven't. This book will be the death of me. That's not true. But what is going on? I have to pee. Okay. See you in a jiffy.
Jiffy!
I saw that coming. I gotta admit, I saw that coming. How could you not? That was obvious that was coming. Okay. Wow. Once we got to a certain point, I guessed what happened, but there was still some major twists in here I did not see coming. But I don't know if I want to give it like a 4.75 or like a 5-star. I'm kind of in between those. Like, I feel like it's a really good book, but at the same time, I feel like that would have been amazing if I didn't guess what happened. But I feel like that was pretty obvious. Like, I saw that coming. Anyway, I read Fourth Wing. Yeah, I don't know. 4.75 or 5. I get so annoyed when people say, oh, it's a 4.75 star. Like, just round up. Really, be so for real right now. So I'll probably just put it in as a 5-star read. I don't know. I'm very excited to see what happens next in the series and very much like the vibes. It's very much giving Divergent with dragons. I've become more picky with my 5-star reads. And I feel like after sitting on this, my mind's more than likely going to change. So by the end of the month, let's see if this rating stays the same. Because it might change. I don't know. We'll see. I like to change my mind. Okay, so it's 1:30 in the morning. I should probably go to bed, but I'm not going to. And I will explain why. Taylor Swift is currently doing her last show of the US leg of the Yarros tour. And I think she's going to announce 1989 Taylor's version, so I have to stay up. So while I am waiting for that 1989 announcement, might as well get started reading Haunting Adeline. I am so scared of this book. Like, I'm just scared. I've heard so many things. This book is fairly viral at the moment because people go up to, like, bookstore employees and are like, give me the craziest romance ever, like the most insane thing you've ever read. And they always come back with this book. So I'm gonna give it a shot, okay? I know what's in this book, and I'm terrified, and I don't understand how people like that. I know the main guy in this is Zaid. Everybody loves Zaid. But from the things I heard about Zaid, it just doesn't seem very lovable to me. So, like, I'm curious to see if I could ever like someone that's like that, because like I don't think I can, but at the same time, like, everyone else does. Maybe I will. I don't know. Oh no. 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 Literally, I just read the prologue and I'm already like, no, there's something off here. First off, if there are ghosts in this, I hate ghosts. I don't like spirits. I don't like ghosts. They really freak me out. But I haven't heard of any ghosts in here. I just heard the guy's, like, insane. How is she into that? That is weird. How is she into that? I don't know. I'm a hater. To my core, I'm a hater. Hold on. Gotta check on Tay-Tay. She is definitely announcing 1989 Taylor's version tonight. And it will happen tonight. There's no way it's not going to. It's gonna happen tonight. A blue folklore dress, and she was wearing a blue Speak Now dress. To be completely honest with you guys, I had the intention of reading this, but I have to be watching the live streams right now. Like, I can't help it. She's wearing blue! It's time. It's time. It is surprise song o'clock, guys. Taylor Nation started a live stream. She is now singing New Romantics, and I made a friendship bracelet that says New Romantics, but it's packed because I move in less than a week. Oh my god, I move in less than a week. Oh my gosh. Okay. Reading. This channel is about reading. Okay. I don't like Adeline. Or, like, really anything that's happened in this book so far. But what's weird is, like, the writing is so easy and, like, quick to get through. And I, like, want to know what happens. But at the same time, I'm not having fun. Like, we're into very different things. Very different. This is just, like, a tad bit out there. Nothing wrong with that. If you're into that, you're into that. I'm not going to shame. I made it to page 50. And so I'm going to tell you what's happening, because if it happens before page 50, it's not a spoiler in my head. I'm just going to put it out there. To anyone trying to get attention from another person, I don't think it's a good idea to break into someone's house and leave roses. And, like, stalk them. Like, maybe that might make people feel a little uncomfortable. And it's the fact that she's gonna stay in the house, and she's like, if he does it again, I'll call the cops. You probably should have already called them. And then she's like, yeah, I'm gonna stay the night though. He's not gonna run me out of my own house. I do have to say, this book isn't good, but I am entertained. I'm having a good time, because I'm just like, this is so stupid. It's like when you're watching a horror movie, and you're like, oh, you are so dumb. But it's entertaining. It's entertaining how stupid these are. What is going on? I just know. If someone is breaking into your house and leaving roses, I mean, it's giving Phantom of the Opera, and if you're into that, get it, I guess. But me, personally, I am calling the cops. I am moving out. This is not okay. I mean, it's like a house she inherited that, like, she grew up in, and it means a lot to her. Get a restraining order. Call the cops. Get a security system. But, like, this is a romance book. She ends up with him, right? What? Like, the premise of this book is that he stalks her. I do have to say, it's a very easy read. If you're in a reading slump, I'm not saying read this book, because I actually don't know if it would help you, because it's kind of weird, but I feel the need to keep going. You're gonna tell me the main guy in here, who is a stalker, is also a vigilante. So this all surrounds a topic that I'm not really gonna go into. There's a big warning at the start of this book, like talking about trigger warnings and stuff. I don't tend to get triggered by anything, so I kind of just like, okay, whatever. But you find out that the stalker in this book, Zaid, love interest, stalker, creep, weirdo, I just found out, like, part of his job is being a vigilante. And there's very much, like, a real-world issue in here that I don't really feel comfortable going too far into. But he's, like, a vigilante for that. So then you're like, oh, so he's, like, a good person. But no, he stalks her. I'm just uncomfortable at this point. Like, I was very entertained. But now reading that, I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know. Because, like, I feel like you can't support someone who is literally a stalker. Because I think you're supposed to root for him, but I can't do that. He's a stalker. I don't think this book is for me. When I first started this book, I was like, I'm probably going to DNF. And then I read 30 pages, and I was like, wait, this is entertaining. I'm going to keep going. But now I'm just kind of like, that made me feel really uncomfortable, and I don't really want to read this. I think I'm struggling with this book partially because in my head, the things that happen in this book, there's a line between good and bad, but they're trying to like blur it. But in my head, you can't blur stalking. I was actually getting excited and I thought this book was very entertaining, but now I feel like it just feels wrong. I don't feel right reading it, and I'm not going to. So I'm going to put it down. I may pick it up eventually, but I just don't think I can do it right now. So here's the thing. Back in my Wattpad days, I read some dark romances before, right? I read some, and I didn't mind them. I was like, okay, whatever. I don't really care what happens. But in this, it's not sitting right with me. I don't know. I'm 66 pages into this book, which usually I don't like to DNF books before I've reached page 100, but I also feel like I shouldn't waste my time and continue to read this if it's making me feel uncomfortable. Like, I feel like this is one of those moments where I just need to put the book down and not pick it up again. I don't know. So the goal of this video was to get out of my reading slump and read hyped up books, and I was successful in finishing this one, not the other. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you would like to like or comment or maybe even subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. And thanks for watching. Goodbye.